Welcome to LSC, your local sports channel. Tonight we have high school basketball. The Lady Warriors at 3 and 2 are playing host to the Hampton Crabber ladies, who are 1 and 4. Brent Musgrove is along with me and our crew. We'll welcome you here on December the 16th, 2014. Brent has the Hampton High coach. Brent, let's go to you.
Thanks, Bob. Of course, I'm here with head coach Alan Jones of the Hampton Lady Crabbers. Coach, we've had a lot of time to talk this year so far, 3 or 4 weeks. Didn't start out like you hoped it would, but as we talked in the beginning of the year, it's kind of where you were thinking you might be. But it's a work in progress. Come in 1 and 4. Right now, where do you feel? Only thing you can do now is just try to get experience to these girls. Is that right? Is that what you need?
Absolutely. We need more playing time, more game time experience. So the more games we get underneath our belt, the better the younger kids will be. Because after, this stretch year, it'll be nothing they haven't seen, and they will have adjusted to the varsity level. Because they got a lot of JV kids, a lot of kids that just started playing this year.
Well, that's what we were looking when Bob and I were looking at your last game against Phoebus. You guys played 3 quarters, tough as nails, but you could see that pressure take over a little bit in that 4th quarter. Let's talk about a couple of your players we haven't talked about. Let's talk about number 5, Ray. Tell us what she means to your team.
Which one?
Ray.
Oh, Amaya Ray. She didn't play JV last year. I think she played middle school, and she's adjusting. It's a lot tougher, making that transition from middle school to varsity. She's very athletic. She wants to learn. She's a good kid. And I think in the long run, it's going to really pay off for her.
Okay, let's go to one more. Of course, number 25, Perry. She played a pretty good game against Phoebus, double figures.
Perry overthinks things. She's a great player, a great player. The sky's the limit. She didn't play last year. So that kind of put her a little bit behind. And as long as she just stays in her comfort level and doesn't overthink things, she'll be okay. And I think a lot of hers is going to be game experience as well. The more games she has under the belt, the better she's going to be.
Well, let me give you one last question. Of course, you're playing Kecoughtan tonight. They come in 3 and 2. They got some decent size. They got a few young players also. What do you see in Kecoughtan, and what do you have to do to come out with a victory?
Well, Coach Strumer, I've been knowing Coach Strumer for a long time. He came to my breast cancer benefit that I'm doing at Hampton back when I was doing it at Lakeland and Suffolk. Great coach. Took Surrey County to a state championship title, and I expect a well-coached team. Maybe young, but a well-coached team. So we have to be prepared, and we have to play extremely well.
Coach, I want to thank you so much for taking the time coming over and talk to us all summer, so winter, and everything else so far. Good luck tonight. Thanks. We'll see you again. Okay, Bob, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Brent. The Lady Crabbers are led by 6'4" Dara Pearson, while the Lady Warriors have a new coach in Mays Toomer. Now, as you heard the Hampton coach Jones talk about, he won a state championship over there at Surrey, but he was also in the playoffs the whole 6 years he was over there. Brent's got that, Coach. Let's go over to Brent.
Thanks again, Bob. Of course, I'm here with Coach Maz Toomer, is that right?
Mazay Toomer.
Mazay Toomer. Okay, everybody just calls you Maze. Is that what they call you?
Coach Toomer.
Anyway, you've got quite a pedigree record, as Bob was talking about, and the coach from Hampton referred to it. Already got a state championship under your belt. But you've come over to Kecoughtan. You've taken over a team that lost some key players, and you come in tonight 3 and 2, which I think is pretty impressive with the youth you've got on your team. How do you feel your team has progressed right now? This is the first time we've got to talk to you about it.
It's been a learning curve, but they have really, got into what we're trying to do as a team, and they're working through it, the kids. So I've been impressed with some of the young ladies' leadership and trying to excel and trying to do what we want to do.
So they're buying into your program right off?
Yes, they are. They're trying. They're doing the best they can, and that's all you can ask for them.
Well, let me ask you about a couple of players because we haven't had a chance to talk. What about number 23, Kayla Clifton? Tell us what she means to your team.
Oh, wow. She is big. She's a senior, and her confidence is rising, and we needed to continue to rise. She's been doing an excellent job. She's a type of player that can do just like everything. She can score for us. She rebounds. She hounds the ball. She plays just about all the positions for us, and at like 5'9", it's pretty good.
So with her on the floor, it's not much to worry about. Let's talk about one more. Let's talk about number 11, Cameron Wilson.
Wow, what a score. And her confidence is going up. She's been shooting the 3-ball and mid-range pretty good, been getting to the free throw line. So she's been really shouldering the scoring load for us. So been probably about 20, 21 a game for us, and so she's been doing an excellent job also.
One last quick question. We haven't had the chance to see you play. We've been over here in practice several times. Hampton comes in with one of the best big girls in the game. What do you feel about Hampton, and what do you have to do tonight to walk out here with a victory?
We definitely got our head on Miss Pierce. She's dominating. She can score, she can shoot. Mid-range game is really good, and she also is going to handle the boards. She also defends the rim. So we have a big task at handling her, plus the rest of her counterparts. You know, she got a couple of shooters and a really good point guard at number 3 that's very fast. So we defensively, we worked on a few things, but our goal is to let's try to cut Miss Pearson out. That's a tall task.
So we're going to look for either a double team on her or a little bit of zone. Is that right?
Oh, yes, a lot of that. A lot of double teams and a lot of man. We're going to play man. We're going to play man. We're up-tempo. We want to run. We're not going to shy away from playing man, but, I mean, it is what it is, and she's a tall order, and that's what we're going to have to do.
Coach, I want to thank you for taking the time right before the game. A lot of people don't realize what it takes out of your practice.
Thank you.
All right, Bob, back to you.
All right, thanks, Brent. I want to talk a little bit about our crew tonight. On the cameras, Randy Bagoli and Stephen Fryer. On the sidelines or at the end line. Wube Gabre and Susan Bowers are up in the stands. Graphics and animation, Matt Buckwalder. Camera control operator, Renee Camden. Engineer and audio, Greg Lesko. Instant replay, Krista Campbell. Andy Foley is both our director and our executive producer. Brent, we've got some officials we haven't seen this year, and I'm hoping they're going to be okay. He said don't critique them too bad. Ed Wilczynski is the man in the middle. He's the head guy. Diego Ryland and Michael Blunt are your other officials.
Like you say, I haven't seen him so far this year, but I have to say they're as friendly as anybody we've had walk in the gym. He seems to be nice guys.
Let me tell you a little bit about the Warriors. They will play a lot of zone tonight because of the new rule. He knows that if you go out and you guard man to man and you touch him, you get a foul. The other rule is once on a free throw, once the ball leaves the hand of the free throw shooter, the people on the side can break in. They don't have to wait for it to hit the rim anymore. So that makes really you have to be ready to go, because if you don't, somebody can get that rebound and put it right back in real quick, and you don't want that to happen. We got he's going to use the point guard by what he calls by committee. And, you know, the new system, they're getting used to it, and that's what you talked about. Winning the state championship is a pretty good resume to come in here with.
Well, he was in what we would call, I guess, Division I in Surrey, and he was there 6 years. Went to the playoffs all but one time, I think, and then won a state championship.
Yeah, I think he either won every one, but all but 1 year. But he's always had a good team over there. And the Hampton, you know, they just don't have the guard play that we have seen in the past. Because if Dara Pearson could get that ball inside, she can kill people. But they're having trouble getting her inside. But she also helps bring the ball up against the press.
Well, and she has to. It's quite a learning curve, as the coach was talking about before we came on camera. And we talked about what we saw the other night against Phoebus for 3 quarters. The thing looked well. And then in the 4th quarter, that pressure from Phoebus finally took over.
Well, sometimes not only the pressure, but the legs start to go too. If they play up tempo all the time and you're not used to that, then, you know, your legs, and we talked about this before, you get tired, first thing goes to the legs, pretty soon you can't hit your shots, you can't hit your free throws, and that really hurts. But I like the attitude of the Coach Jones over here with Hampton. He says grades and attitude are most important for his team.
Now, he's pretty much said, we said the same thing. If you and I have talked about this before. Now, if I know my kids have given me 110%, win and lose or draw, I'm happy. They go home feeling they did the best they could. That's all we can ask.
Yeah, you can't get the kids to do any better than what they're doing. But what sometimes happens is the team can make you even better than you normally are if you play by yourself, you know, with people that are not feeding you the ball or not complimenting you, whether it's on defense or offense or whatever. So these are things that I think the Hampton Crabbers are going to win some games tonight.
Well, I don't know about tonight, but I think as this season goes on, you and I are going to see a great progression in their guard play. That's what I believe. Because they are really he's got 7 underclassmen out there, 5 of them freshmen.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's what when you were talking to him, they just got to get experience. They just need to play more games.
Can't teach them until they're playing.
That's right. You can't make game situations in practice. There's just no way you can do that. And
right now, the athletic director is leading the sportsmanship pledge.
Yeah, that's Lee Martin. Lee has just done us a great job. Every time we need something, we call Lee, and he faxes it or emails it to me right away, and we really appreciate everything he's done. We're going to have the introduction of the players, and Lee will introduce them, and then Matt will pat them up on the screen for us so we'll be able to see them. But you got a chance to talk with the coaches with the interviews. Did you feel that their confidence is there?
Well, I think for Kecoughtan, they feel a little bit stronger. Their record's a little bit better, and they played well together for more time. Hampton, as you and I both know, they'll have 2 quarters like they did against Phoebus that they look like they've been together for 2-3 years. And then they'll have a quarter where they score 4 points, and they're just a little bit not sure what they're going to do. And as Coach Jones said, it's just a matter of time. There's your starting lineup for Hampton. Of course, we've got Infinity Hammond, Letitia Smith, and Alt Ray, Dara Pearson, and Christine Perry. Now, we've already given player of the game to both Pearson and Perry in the last couple of games we did with Hampton. Not knocking them out. If they have some game that goes crazy tonight and score 60 points or something, we might consider. But we just like to spread it around,
yeah,
and we'll say that right at first.
And you know, we don't want to give the same person the player of the game the whole time. It's nice to be able to see them. Different ladies get it, to have a good game. Maybe not the best game compared to somebody else on the team, but hey, this is unscientific, baby.
It's overall participation, rebounding,
absolutely,
team leadership, you know, floor participation with the 11 players. And there's your Kecoughtan lineup,
right.
Bob.
Madonna Dawn, Najana Ellis, Cam Wilson, Nia Newton, and Kayla Clifton.
And of course, the coach talked about Clifton for one of them. He says she's quite a player.
Yeah, I heard him, and you know, I was impressed with the way he talked about the 2 girls that you want to talk about. I mean, he was saying those are the one I want to talk about. That really made it nice for him. Well, with the officials, the new touch and foul, we have not seen that to be as prevalent as we thought we was going to see it.
The Hampton Phoebus game and the girls game, and if you remember, between the 2 teams, we had 7 people foul out.
Yeah.
And that was the only game to where.
But I don't think many of them were that many touch and fouls. A lot of them were, you know, going to the basket and knocking them down and that sort of thing. That looked a little bit of rugby going on there sometimes. It looked like number 22 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. That's Nia Newton. She's a forward center. She'll jump. But look at, she's a big, tall young lady when she stands next to Pearson, and she gives up about 5 inches.
Well, Pearson's 6'4".
Yeah.
And she looks to be about 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Let's kick it off, Bob. Take her home.
All right, let's think. I wonder who's going to get this tap. All right, let's see what the Crabbers do right off. And we're coming right out in the man-to-man. He's going to pressure him all over the court. Mays Toomer, that's his thing. Oh, nice entry pass. And that's what you want to do. You want to get her going right away and put the pressure on the Kecoughtan defense, and that's what they did right into Pearson.
Well, that's what the coach said he's been trying to work on all winter, is to get them to understand where the right position is.
And there you go. Number 23 for the Warriors.
That was Clifton.
That's Clifton. Young lady said hit a 3 right off the bat, but they're going to play that zone against Kecoughtan. But see, if you pressure the ball, it's hard to get the ball inside if you got to watch out for somebody trying to steal it.
Yeah. If you're worried about somebody taking the ball, you can't be looking over their shoulder to try, like you said, to try to feed it.
Well, we got a foul.
I don't know who he called that on.
No, I don't think it was a foul.
Was turnover?
Yeah, I think it was a turnover. walking to somebody. Yeah, we got to have a little help to bring that ball inbound.
It's much easier.
Oh, good job of anticipating the pass. And that was Letitia Smith, that junior guard. She anticipated that pass, got in the passing lane, went down, hesitated a little bit, trying to gather herself to go up for the layup, and I think that's when she got fouled. But she's on the line for 2, and that's the foul is on number 11 for the Warriors, and that's Cam Wilson. And I love it when they put the who's got the foul, who's the foul on, because we can't see sometimes. Oh, you missed everything. 0 for 2.
Not a good start.
No, but that was a good foul.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so you're going to make her earn it on the foul line, and she didn't do it. They're playing a 2-3 zone. They're being the Crabbers.
Pearson with the rebound, and she brings it out is what I like.
Yeah, she doesn't stand there and wait, but she's ready for the ball, and you got to take it in and get it to her. Kecoughtan was on the run, but the pass was just a little bit low for it. She had to really kind of chase it down with tie ball. Possession arrow goes to the Warriors because the
jump ball.
Yeah, Hampton got the jump ball, so I can't believe it's got to go to the Warriors.
Well, that was Clifton who shot that ball in the quarter, 23. Yeah. Again, she already hit 1-3, but I think she was so wide open, she kind of rushed herself on the shot.
And you do that sometimes. Sometimes the hardest shot to make is the one where you have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Crabbers going down, got the ball inside, but too far underneath the basket.
A little late on the pass.
Yeah, and again, experience-wise, he's got young ladies that are freshmen and sophomores, first year playing. It's kind of looked at the ball, she was dribbling and missed the open player in the paint.
Part of passing is knowing when to pass.
I love Kecoughtan putting pressure on the ball right away. That doesn't give them a chance to get it down real quick. Oh, nice pass.
Well, she got a rebound again.
Got her own rebound and put it back up. That's what you like. She didn't hang her head down because she missed the shot. Another one. You got your big girl coming down. You didn't look. And that's what I'm talking about. You got to know.
Good. Ball
bounced that right off her foot.
But I admire the quickness of number 3 for Hampton.
Yeah.
and that was Hammonds to get that ball like she did. Well, Hampton's putting the ball up more than we did.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm really disappointed because Pearson is working very, very hard to get open and got her hand up, and they're not looking to get the ball into her when she's open, and they're hoping she gets the rebound, but a long shot usually means long rebound.
And the thing of it is, you can discourage a big player who's working so hard when you're not delivering, when they can do something with the ball. It's all positive when you get the ball within 3 feet and you're 6'4".
Yes. You got that right. I like the tenaciousness of this zone that the Crabbers are playing. They're making them shoot the ball. Whoa, way outside, bank that ball. As a horse, you have to call that.
It's Clifton again. She's got 2 threes. Well, she's not shy.
I don't think she's lost. I don't think she has a shot she doesn't love. Well, we're going to call a block, and who's it going to be on?
Well, it looked like everybody
it's on 5.
It looked like everybody just got together and met right there.
That's Ray. That's, no, I'm sorry, number 4, the Smith. I thought it was on Ray.
Nice pass inside. There it is.
Yeah.
But she's turned around and she's looking at a 6'4" center who just got that rebound.
Boy, I love it. She goes up and gets the ball out. Doesn't let herself get double teamed underneath the basket, and there she did look for. I didn't think they were going to see her. What a great pass that time. Great pass. That was from Ray.
I anticipate that happen one more time. It's going to be a Lois Lee is
That's
hot
3 threes
for Clifton.
Wow.
Going to be a couple of conversations had here before this is over. You can't let her have that again. She keeps shooting like that, they're going to have to pick her up in the next room.
Yeah, called travel. You got a hold of it. That could almost be called a jump ball.
Yeah. It could have gone either way.
Right, because the travel was called because the Kecoughtan girl had a hold of the ball when she drove in.
Well, Kecoughtan is not getting any follow-up shots.
They're getting one shot, and that's all they're getting, and then she missed her again. Oh, good.
Nice dish.
I gotta love that. What a nice move.
Penetrate, and the defender comes off of Pearson, and the guard is doing a great job. And
Well,
that's Hammonds that's delivering those passes.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're calling. They call penetrate and dish. Penetrate and dish, and that's what she's done for the last 2 times. We got a foul on Hampton. Looks like it's
called it on 3, which would be Hammonds. Bailed her out a little bit there if you got to see that again, because she got so far under the board.
She tried to do a reverse layup and actually hit the bottom of the backboard.
Nice shot. Got a nice, sweet
Well,
shot.
I tell you, I'm impressed with the athleticism of this Warrior group. I mean, they could hit some threes. That's Madonna that just made that. Gets the second one.
Nice shooting, I have to tell you. She hadn't touched the rim yet.
Oh, well, you don't have to.
No, that's what I'm saying. It hasn't touched it yet. Keep shooting like that. And neither has get the ball inside. Good move.
And let me tell you, Pearson was opened right away, and the entry pass came after a dribble and almost got there too late.
She didn't look behind her.
How come there was no foul that time?
Well, I'm telling you, somebody ain't got a whistle.
Now,
and had to go call it going the other way.
But there's no way he could see that from over here on that side. That was not a...
Well, just say somebody underneath the basket didn't have a whistle because she definitely got fouled.
She got, and we're talking about Ray. She got mugged.
And that was on number 4 for Smith. That's Smith's second.
But that's good. She's anticipating. She's just out there hustling. And you got to like these young athletes for this Hampton Crabbers because they are so young people.
Yep. They've got 5 freshmen on this team.
5 freshmen and 2
sophomores. Yeah.
My golly, that's 7 of underclassmen that have not got much experience.
Huh.
Yeah, they went off of the
Crabber.
The number
3.
Number 3. I thought she was number 2. I'm thinking, no, we don't have a 2. That's Hammonds.
Well, I tell you what, for Hampton, Ray is all over the floor right now. She is contesting every pass, every bounce.
Well, and she's got about 3 assists.
Yeah.
If not more than that.
Come on, somebody can blow. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
They get a ticky-tack foul out front. They get mugged in the basket. There's no
look
foul.
at this. Look at this. And that's the same gentleman that was under the basket that couldn't see a foul.
It's on Infinity Hammond.
Yeah, that's her.
Is that 2 for her?
That's 2.
Oh, my.
And nothing happened underneath that basket down at the other end. I guess it's a neutral zone. It's the only thing I can figure. But
well, and that's right now Alan Jones is saying, hey, we're not calling my mugging underneath the basket. I mean, it wasn't one. It was at least 3 muggings that I know as a policeman you would have arrested somebody by now.
Yeah, at least get taken out the paperwork.
They're trying to spread that zone out.
Good scrap. Kind of asked if what official standing in bounds. All right, well, we got a close game. Hampton's hanging in there close, down by 1. Of course, Kecoughtan has the ball.
But right now, the reason they're doing as well as they are, and I'm talking about the Crabbers, is because they're getting the ball inside. And you and I have talked about it.
See, the ball should come in down there because nobody touched it.
Yeah.
Nobody touched it, so it should come in down there.
Yeah, they haven't figured out, you know, the head official pointed down underneath, but let's see if they pay attention.
No, he's going to take it in right here.
We got 1:05 to go in the first quarter, Brent, and this is, I tell you, if Kecoughtan hadn't hit 3 threes, this game would be a little more in favor of the Crabbers.
Just to let you know, Hampton already has a player in double figures. Pearson has 5
field goals.
5 field goals.
And 4 of those had to come on assist, because one of them she got on rebound and put her back in.
Yep.
So. But she's working hard, and you know, for somebody who works as hard as she does and doesn't get the ball much, she has a great attitude.
she really does. For all the youth, I mean, she's a great leader. Not verbally so much, but in the way she plays and handles.
We got an offensive foul. She lost control. She didn't have the ball when she made contact, so I don't know how that's an offensive foul. But
that's her second.
well, they're kind of double teaming Dara whenever she comes inside. Ah, here we go. She's going to hit one pretty soon. There you go.
That was Mickey.
Milky. Is it Milky? Mickey. I can't. That looks like an L, and that's your C.
And there's another one from number 11. She just hit a 3 from the corner.
Well, that was lead that didn't last very long.
It's 3 seconds to go. She got it up in time.
Yep. All right, 14-13 into the first half. What do you see, Brent?
Well, I see some great shooting from the field by several players. I guess
especially on the white team.
But it's amazing. If you break it down, Hampton has 13 points. 10 of them belong to Pearson on 5 field goals. And the only other points are from Mickey on that last 3-pointer she made.
Yeah.
If you go over and look the other side, you look at Kecoughtan, they've got 2 free throws. They're 2 for 2. Wilson got a 3, and 23 Clifton has 3 threes.
Watch this replay. And there's that shot. Shoot, nothing but net. That was the one that just came back down.
The only buckets that Kecoughtan has hit has been 4 trays. No field goals and 2 free throws. 4 trays and 2 free throws are 14 points.
Wow.
That's pretty strong from the outside.
It is that. Well, and you're playing on your home court, and this is where you should be able to hit the basket better.
If you're familiar with a basket, this should be the one you're familiar with.
That's absolutely correct.
Strong a lot.
They just wait too long to get the ball inside. Yeah, we're going to get no mugging this time. We are going to get the foul.
You see, I think he's.
And that's going to put Smith on the line.
I thought he called that on number 10. That's Sears.
Here's a good shot. Cameraman
Smith.
down there underneath that basket. Steve Fry. Fry hits the fire. Yeah, well, he knows who I mean. Steve Fryer. Got one.
Tie ball game. Right where we started, Bob.
Yep.
Oh, that was down and back out. Next.
There she is. Oh. It has to be, that basket's got to be good, yes.
It's on 10 again, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's the second
Hammond.
one on, I think that's on Sears.
No, Hammond's the one that took the ball in.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the foul.
Oh, I didn't get you the foul.
I think that's on 10. Yeah, that's her second. That's Sears' second. The Kecoughtan. And a chance for the three-point play here. There it is.
I'll tell you, I love that name, Infinity. You just keep going and going and going forever.
And I have to say, Hampton is playing this a good even game.
Yeah.
Good step out.
Yeah, a little push. You got to be careful of that, and that's what we've been talking about. If you put your hand out and just impede a little bit, doesn't have to be much. They called the foul on
Mickey.
Mickey. Yeah.
That's her first.
Hampton is matched up man to man, but they switch it.
Should have been over the back. Should have been over the back before he got that one.
Yeah. So he calls it on. He's going to give him 2 shots.
Called it on 12, which is making sure that's Mickey. That's her second right quick.
And she's going to be shooting 2 at the line. And there's a good shot from Randy Bagoli.
I think her number's 30. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and she made the first one. Faith Butler. Good shot of Faith. Hit them both. I tell you, I'm impressed with the foul shooting of the Warriors.
They are 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Kecoughtan is.
And Kecoughtan is picking them up full court. And who's the first one down the court?
It's Pearson.
Pearson and
What in the world? And I was going to say, somebody had to hit that ball.
yeah, because that thing went way to the side.
No foul. Now we got one.
Well,
It took the second one.
there was a foul before that.
And who was that on? Let's see who he gives that to.
That's 22.
Okay. That's Newton. It's her first.
Yeah. Got a chance for a three-point play here. And got it. I like her stroke. Like her stroke. Good follow through, gives them a 4-point lead.
Tell you what, she comes out. Look at her going down. Pearson going down the floor. You got to be.
Somebody's got to call a
Yes,
foul
I'll
on
tell
me.
you.
What is going on? Wow. I think I don't know, the official under these baskets that saw the contact did not call nothing. And that puts Infinity Hammond back on the line. Good shot there of Infinity. Made the first one.
That's 1-1.
Gives the biggest lead for the Crabbers tonight. That's a 5-point lead. And can add to it. Both teams got 6 team fouls apiece, as you saw the replay.
Had a little substitution. Smith's gone out for a little rest. Of course, she's got 2 fouls on her, so it's probably a move on the coach's part just to save her. And Hammond's hit them both, Bob.
Yeah.
She's been the scorer in the second quarter so far.
She's holding her jaw like she really got mugged underneath there.
Good play.
Right there, oh, you missed her. And trying to drive through people, that's really hard to do. There's another 3, but that's Kecoughtan number 11.
That's her second 3.
And that's Cam Wilson. Saw her play last year. She could shoot that 3.
She could fill it up last year, she hadn't. I want you, Bob, if you can watch down low now, you can watch how 22 for Kecoughtan is playing Pearson. Newton is a little bit of hands-on, but so far they're letting it happen. But she's got her down there by herself right now. Did you watch that hand in the back that they talked what's supposed to be happening?
Yeah, you can't put what's called like an arm bar.
There's
no contact.
She went to go up with it, and somebody had a hand across both her arms, so they called her for walking because she couldn't get off the ground.
Well, there you go.
That's not steps.
Nice block, but I think she walked before.
Yeah. It's downtown again. Well, that's about the first 3 they've missed, Bob. I'm telling you.
I believe it is the first 3 they've missed.
About 5 for 6 or something like that. Yeah, I got them down for 5 of them.
And there you go. There's another 3 by Mickey.
She stepped into that nice.
Yes,
she just stepped into that.
Oh, good defense.
Nice move.
And they're just going to call a foul. That was Infinity Hammond. But that was a good pick up here on defense. And they call, I don't know who they called a foul. We got to see put up. We have a quick timeout. 4:31 to go in the first half with the Crabbers leading 27-19. Biggest lead, and they can go to a 9-point lead with a free throw here from Hammond. That was on, who'd you say
that was on 23. That was on Clifton, one of the young ladies we talked about before the game.
And I see Coach Jones is talking to Wisinski, which I think is a good idea because
there's not much happening on the whistle.
Underneath the basket is all kinds of contact and nothing is called. So,
did you see what he was talking about? He was talking about Pearson's back to the player, and he was showing his elbow like we were talking about.
You can't do that. That's they call that they call that the arm bar. You can't do that.
That's one of the things you talked about before the game was about the way the rules have changed, and there it was. And he's asking the referee, "What about that?"
Yeah, you know, that's one of the new rule changes. Yep. Did you not read the rule book? I might just have a copy.
Well, here we go back with Hammonds to the line to complete a 3-point play.
She's hit a couple in a row.
It's her first miss. And a great well, she had a steal.
Lost.
Pearson,
and look who gets the rebound.
Pearson all the way down court to get that rebound.
And he gets it out.
Well, she's not shy.
Yeah, but you can't give
nice
a fast
pass.
break up either.
Oh, what a nice pass.
It was. Great pass. If they look for Pearson underneath, it's not about how many points you score.
Nice
It's
play.
right like that.
Yes.
Get it to 10-point lead by the Crabbers. Largest lead of the game for either team, and what a nice drive that time, and missed it.
Oh, she penetrated.
She was too open. She's looking for some contact and never got it.
Nice pass. Nice pass.
And that's Hammer. I tell you what, Infinity is doing a
I
job.
think she's got 8 assists so far, Bob. 7 or 8.
I have no doubt in my mind. She has made a couple threes, and then she penetrates a little bit. Somebody pops open, she gets the ball to them. I'm impressed with the way the Crabbers are playing tonight. This is the most cohesiveness I have seen with the 5 out there on the floor.
The paper talked about last week's game against Phoebus. Hampton outscored Phoebus in the first and third quarter by a lot. But then Phoebus come back in the second quarter, outscored them, and in the fourth quarter, 30-something to 12 or something like that to put the game away. So Hampton's had what I've seen so far, and we've watched them a few times, their best half so far.
The foul was before the shot. You can't get the fans are saying, hey, wait a minute, we want the continuation. You can't get that. Cam Wilson at the line, shooting 1-and-1. Both teams are in the bonus.
Well, that puts Mickey, she's got to go to the bench. That's her 3rd foul.
Wow.
That's her 3rd foul. That's tough.
And I see Pearson sitting down too, taking a breather.
Missed the front end of the 1-and-1. She's a good shooter too. That was Wilson. Let's just see if they burn a little bit of time and give Pearson some time.
Danielle Copper is in there.
No.
How's that traveling?
She dribbled the ball. She dribbled the ball.
I've seen him slide on the thing they don't call traveling. I don't know what rule book he's got.
And she was setting up for the shot.
Yeah. Nice rebound and put back. Real good job there. And that was
Dana. Madonna. Trying to see who he called a foul on.
Pearson's coming back in. Just got a quick breather.
They haven't said who the foul was on yet.
No. Maybe they don't know.
Another good rebound.
That was a
missed
layup.
opportunity.
Yep, missed opportunity.
Well, this second quarter seems to be going a little bit slower than the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was. She double dribbled, she grabbed it and then put it back down again. You can't do that. We got a timeout by the Hampton Crabbers.
And they call that timeout with a 10-point lead, Bob, with 2:29 to go in the second quarter. And that's probably as big a lead as I've seen the Crabbers have. And we've been to 3 games.
The 3 games we've done.
Yeah. And I think Kecoughtan coach got to be a little surprised right now. Hampton is hitting as well as they are. But I got to tell you, Kecoughtan's hitting everything that's thrown up there.
If you look at Hampton, they're getting the ball inside to Pearson for the most part, and she's double figures. She was double figures in the first quarter. You look over on the Kecoughtan side, the 3 ball is what's keeping them in the ball game right now.
As you called it, Pearson has 15 points in the first half. Of course, when we did the first game against Bethel, she had 27 in that game.
Yeah. But they're doing a good job of finding her, and and I think some of the times when she's open and that she doesn't get the ball, the guards right now are not confident enough to dribble the ball without taking a sneak peek at the ball. But that'll come as but they're going to lose Pearson.
Yeah, all this work on the inside is going to take somebody else next year.
Yep.
But I'm surprised at how Kecoughtan is. It's almost a matchup 2-3, isn't it, Don?
Yeah.
Nice ball down low.
And she traveled. She did. She took a big step, and yeah, she got a little smile on her face.
Number 40 for Kecoughtan snuck up on the backside and made it change everything.
She thought she had one defender on, and all of a sudden there was a double team.
Good rebound.
She gets the ball out quick.
And goes down court. Gets the
there's
rebound.
another assist. Another assist by Infinity.
Oh, she looked up. She'd have had a.
She wasn't looking down. Again, that's not been able to. Little contact out here in front. I'm surprised.
Nobody's calling it. I mean, that was a hand check by both of them.
But both hands.
Yep.
Oh, nice rebound. That was Ray. Gives him a 14-point lead, the largest lead of the night.
Just a takeaway by Pearson. Oh.
They got lucky that time. Well, no, they didn't because they didn't get the ball. Well, another steal.
There's Pearson for the rebound.
We got a jump ball or what?
I think he's called a foul. It's on 23 for Hampton, I think, and that's on Pearson. That's her first. That's her first. Of course, I won't talk about the 3 times she shot, nothing happened.
Well, I know, but I want to tell you something. We watched her the other night. She got 2 quick fouls in that game with Phoebus and didn't get another foul until almost the end of the game.
Yeah, fourth quarter, she got 3 fouls and fouled out. But that was all hustle. Just trying to. It's the front end of a 1-and-1 for Madonna Dana, I think you pronounced that.
I don't know, I'm not sure.
Medina Dana, I think is the way it's pronounced. D-A-N-A, or D-A-N-A. She hit the first one.
The first one of a 1-1. You don't get the second chance. You don't get that first one.
Well, Hampton has got a 13-point lead, and I know if I'm Coach Toomer, I got to be a little bit surprised.
And if I'm Coach Jones, I'm kind of tickled to death because my post player has got double figures and is rebounding both ends of the court. I mean, she's got double rebounds, both ends.
Well, would you see how she looked inside first? That's the part we talked about. She tried to force it a little bit.
Yeah.
Good attempt.
The littlest player on the court. Not only got the rebound, got the assist.
Unbelievable.
What a great job by Infinity Hammond. And that's a 15-point lead, Brent, at halftime.
I'm not going to use the word. I'm just a little bit surprised that Hampton's really finally, you can see what the coach has talked about. That inexperience is coming a little bit less because now they're looking inside more than we've ever seen them look inside. And how many times have we talked about the big player for Hampton?
Yep, got to get it inside. So score 37 for the Crabbers, 22 for the homestanding Kecoughtan Warriors. We'll be right back right after the short timeout. Welcome back to second half action with the score 37-22 in favor of the Hampton Crabbers right now. Brent's got some stats for us, so let's find out what he's got.
Well, Bob, it's been real interesting. It's a tale of a couple of players here. For the Kecoughtan Warriors, they had 22 points and a half, and their leading scorer was Clifton. She hit 3 trays in the first quarter. Bang, 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 just like that. But they had 22 points. Main thing for them is they got 2 people with 2 fouls, and nobody in trouble. Go over to the Hampton side, of course. Well, let me just say 2 things that you talked about a minute ago. Hammonds has got 9 assists, if I've got it right, in one place or another. But she scored 7 points in the second quarter along with her assists. But her assists have been to Pearson for the most part, who had halftime has 19 points of Hampton's 37 points.
That's who should be your leading scorer.
And the irony of that is, well, irony is the right word. That's what we've been talking about for 4 weeks since we started doing this. Is how long is it going to take the young Hampton guards and players to realize what they've got inside? And it's very evident what the coach has been working on for the last couple of weeks.
Well, we're getting ready for second half action. This is December the 16th, 2014. I want to thank our camera crew and the guys in the truck and all doing a great job tonight. We got Randy Bagoli and Stephen Fryer on the end lines. We got Susan Bowers and Wube Gabri up in the stands. Those are our camera. Graphics animation, Matt Buckwalder. Camera control operator, Renee Camden. Greg Lesko, engineer and audio. Instant replay, Krista Campbell. Director and producer, Andy Foley.
Well, and while we're talking about that, of course, we're going to be selecting players of the game for both of these teams here tonight. And those shirts, of course, are that we get to give out to these players are sponsored by the Tidewater Team Sports. Terry McNamara, Dave Chubb, friends of yours and mine for a long, long time. And do more than just support Hampton with the gifts of the T-shirts and stuff like that. Every time you talk to them on the phone, they want to know about all this different stuff, and they talk about it. But thanks again to Tidewater Team Sports, 5940411. Give them a call, folks, for all of your needs. They support us. Please support them.
There we go. White ball, so Kecoughtan starts with the ball.
I like what the official did say. Hey, guys, wrong end. That way.
Let's see what adjustments Mays Toomer did with his Lady Warriors here, because I assume they're going to put a little more pressure on Pearson. Right now, Pearson is playing defense, and that was a good, you drive down, you get the defender to commit, and then you dish it off, drive and dish.
That was Newton's first points of the game right there.
And it came on a great assist. Wow, I tell you, not only was she double, she was triple teamed that time and was fouled, so that puts her on the foul line. And it's on number 23, I think is what he gave us.
Either 20 or 23, I'm trying to
think it's Clifton.
23, yeah.
Kayla Clifton. And I like you like your point guard and your post player to be good free throw shooters. And Dara is doing a great job.
I tell you, she
got a great stroke.
She hadn't made any mistakes tonight, I can tell you that.
But Hampton has looked better since they went out in this man-to-man. And that's a foul. She put her hand, tried to impede her, and that looked like it was on number 5.
Yes, that was
and
on
that's
Ray. That's her first, if I've got it right.
They got her down for 2. That may be one you didn't get.
Well, they didn't have it over there either. That's all I can tell you. At least, nice shot.
Oh, you can see when that left her hand.
Yes, sir.
And that's the young lady that could shoot so well last year, Cam Wilson.
Well, that's the start that Kecoughtan wanted. Too far out for the pass.
Well, not only that, it was a lazy pass. Yeah. Didn't have any zip to it. And that was a hustle that time by Cam Wilson, who made the 3. She got into the passing lane. And the ball goes out of bounds against the Warriors, so that means Hampton will put the ball inbounds underneath their basket. And they're going to go right to.
Well, if that wasn't a foul, there ain't going to be one tonight, folks.
Wow. My goodness. She got a rebound. I'm talking about Pearson. Put her back in. 41-27.
Well, you can see Kecoughtan is now looking inside more. The first half, they were looking for the outside shot just about every time.
We're going to have a foul, and that might be on.
I think 3.
That would be on Infinity.
Well, they didn't put that up.
Well, let's assume that's Infinity.
Yep.
There it is. Third one on her.
Yep.
Pearson got the ball and didn't have a chance to bring it out, so she waited until somebody got open.
Oh, Lord. All the fouls they call them.
Kecoughtan put a little more pressure. And that was not a walk, but
nope.
He called it a walk.
He called it a
and
walk.
I don't understand. You get 2.5, you get a step and a half. And just, yeah, well, I'm not too thrilled with his ability tonight, but
Kecoughtan's looking inside. She's been putting them up, I'll tell you
that's
that.
her second one. That's 2 in a row for
That's
her.
Wilson. That's her 4th tray of the evening, Bob. Sometimes somebody's going to have to step out and do something about that. Now he gave her 2 with 3 people on her. Yeah. Good hands. Good hands. You got it.
Oh, nice pass. Nice pass.
I'm not agreeing with what I'm hearing tonight, Bob. I hate to be. This is some bad. It's not what we thought we were going to see.
No. And who'd they call that on?
Called that on.
And that's Mickey. That's her fourth foul.
Yep.
And she's coming out right now. Number, it looks like Kristen Perry is coming, number 25 for the Alan Jones's Lady Grabbers.
Well, I'm just waiting to see how much this whistle changes the tempo of the game. That's what I'm waiting to see.
And you and I have talked about that your tempo shouldn't be changed by the officials. Kecoughtan is, they're contesting everything.
Yeah, putting a lot more pressure up. They know that's what they've got to do.
And that's not a bad thing to do. And here you're going back underneath. Kecoughtan has knocked the ball out of bounds, so Hampton gets to bring the ball in under their basket. You know who they're going to get the ball to.
That's Pearson.
And she can shoot the outside shot, but just a little short.
Oh, now, come on. That's a bailout. That's a bailout.
And what gets me is the
not in
position
yeah, they're not
of
in position.
the official. He had a player between him and
the call.
Okay. Well, that puts Cam back on the foul line. She's a shooter, cutting the lead, and it's hustle right now. The reason it's being cut is because of the hustle of the Lady Warriors. Mays Toomer read them the riot act inside and said, we need to get a little more aggressive.
Did she make both of those
Yes,
balls?
she made them both, and that's what you got to do. Got a 9-point lead.
Who was
and
that?
that was a 7. That was
23.
I think so, Brent. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
that's okay.
But that's the hustle.
They were going to see a timeout here in a minute.
Hampton had just given the ball up too quick. Too quick. They've been outscored in this second half. They had, what, a 14, 15-point lead at halftime, and now it's down to 7.
Kecoughtan scored 12 points. Hampton scored 4.
Nice assist that time. You get it to the, you help the big post player to run the court. You got to get the ball to him.
You got to reward him.
Yes. And they did that time. They rewarded the young lady that ran down the court. And that was intimidation.
Yes, sir.
I don't think she got a piece of that ball, but just the presence of Pearson altered the shot.
I think you're right.
How many times have you seen that?
Well, when you look at turn around and you're looking into somebody's chest, and there's that tall. Get a little sloppy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't assume it's going to go in.
No foul yet.
A lot of action, a lot of contact underneath that basket. And not a foul call.
And there's a push off on number 2. I'm going to tell you what, folks. You got to see this. Number 2 is going down the sideline. She takes her left hand and pushes the defender off and falls down. And
foul on the defender.
Foul on one got pushed off. And that's a third one on Smith, if I'm right. Yep. She is hot.
Cam, that's about 3 in this half.
Three in this quarter, yes. And she is the difference in bringing Kecoughtan back right now. She has put together 11 points in this quarter.
Well, that's
and you see what
cut it to 6 points.
You see what Kecoughtan is doing. They got 3 people on watching Pearson.
But they're putting a lot of pressure on the guards.
What is she supposed to do with that? Just that right there. What a great drop step.
That was a good drop step. It took the words right out of my mouth.
Look up. There.
You almost had to call that one.
Yeah.
She got mugged. That's going to put Smith on the line. Letitia Smith will go on the line shooting 2 after a mugging.
I'm trying to figure out, it must be perspiration on the floor. Well, this, if she hits a free throw, this will be the second person to score for Hampton in this quarter. Hampton has 8 points in the third quarter, all of them by Pearson.
Well, she gets 2 shots.
It took an assault to get her to the line.
An assault and battery.
Just about.
Got the first. Got a chance to take her back up to a 10-point lead. Pearson's coming out for a quick breather. And she's not going to sit long.
Well, it's 1:34 in the third quarter. Get her extra little bit of break if he can keep her on the bench. Because he's going to need her big in the fourth quarter, Bob. Short. Now let's see if somebody plays back. Good kick out. Good kick out. Now let's see if they double the ball. Hammond's smart enough, backed it out.
They're kind of stalling a little bit, get some time off that clock to see if they can run them just a little weave out in front.
And she tried to make a turn, and she just stopped. After she made the mistake, she did not get back on defense. She just stopped.
And they meant an easy basket by Cam Wilson that time. She's had a great third quarter.
He called her for travel. The ball hadn't got there yet.
Anticipation.
Yes. Somebody's got to take over the paint. Nope. Good rebound. And she just.
There you go. Could almost been a 3-second violation that time.
Yes, it could have.
But then nobody was looking. Nobody was looking under the basket with 13 seconds ago in the third quarter. It's a 9-point lead. Kecoughtan's got the ball, got a chance to cut into it.
They cut it. Nice shot.
And that's what
nice
you want to
play.
do.
Yes,
Nobody
sir.
was on on Cam
Wilson. Let's see. She had made up her mind to throw it up there.
Wow, 48-41 after 3. I believe we'll see Pearson back in.
It was a 15-point game at half, Bob, and they've cut it to 7, which is exactly what the coach had to want to do. Get it within single digits.
You got to, number one, get it in single digits, but if you can cut it in half, then that's even better.
Well, in that third quarter, like I say, Hampton scored 11 points, and of those 11 points, Pearson had 8. And they set her down that last minute and 23 to give her an extra bitter blow. But let's go the other way. For Kecoughtan, who was closing, knocked off 8 points off that lead. You got to look pretty strong at Cam Wilson. She had 15 points, Bob, in the third quarter. 15 points. She had 3 trays, 2 deuces, and 2 free throws in the third quarter. And 2 other players scored 2 apiece to close that gap. So right now it's looking pretty strong. Now we can see Hampton. Hampton had trouble in the fourth quarter last week against Phoebus, and we just discussed then whether they were tired or what was going on, whether it was their legs or whatever. So we'll just see how this plays out. Pearson's got an extra minute and 29 to rest. Let's see if the guards have got enough rest to get the ball back inside.
Well, we got one player with 4 fouls for the Crabbers.
And that's Mickey, number 12. And
she's in there. You can't take it home. You can't take the foul home, and you got to, don't sit her on the bench. You get no use out of her.
Telegraph to me.
Telegraph that pass, and that's not who you want to get the ball to, but missed the layup. And that's only the 3rd team foul against the Warriors, and that was on Cam Wilson.
If I've got that right, it's her 4th, if I've got that right. And that's what they have. They have for Cam Wilson, who's the number 1 scorer for the Warriors with 4 fouls. Kecoughtan's definitely putting the pressure on. Guess that was on number 2, I think, for Kecoughtan.
Wow.
I have that for her 1st. Yep.
Madonna. She called traveling.
He dribbled the ball. They don't know what a drop step is. They don't know what a drop step is. That's classic. There's Pearson clearing the boards.
And getting it to an open teammate so she can come down, get underneath the basket. Whoa, you think?
That's
and
intentional.
It's good, intentional.
Is that on 30? called that on him.
There was a definite push
Oh, absolutely.
that time, and that was on
on
number 3.
That's her fourth. If I've got, they've got her. No, that's the wrong side. That's her first. That's correct.
Well, not only does Pearson get 2 free throws, then Hampton gets the ball out of bounds.
Nice smooth stroke.
I'm just so impressed with her.
How does he do that?
Well, he's calling the timeout, evidently. You got to call the timeout. Yeah, that's what he did. They give him a full timeout. I don't understand how the coach can walk out on the floor when you got an opposing team is shooting a free throw and not get a technical.
Let me say, this is a learning experience for a lot of people, not including some strengths.
Well, I used to get a technical just by standing up, but he walked out on the half court. I'm thinking, wow, there's something different.
Well, you've had one official tonight that's had to do a lot of explaining for everybody else. And so right now it's an 8-point game. Pearson's still at the line shooting the technical, and Hampton will get the ball in bounds after the second free throw.
And Mays doesn't, you know, and I understand his frustration, but you can't shove a player going to the basket, wide open layup, and you can't shove it from the back and not be an intentional foul.
Yeah, but how many times have we seen it time after time after time?
Not called.
Not called. And that's Pearson's first points. She's getting 3.
She gets intentional, and now she gets 2 more.
She was shooting, that's right.
It's tough to make that many in a row, but
that's her first miss tonight. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's her first miss from the free throw line.
Hit the same place. Missed it by hitting the rim on the same place. That's called consistency.
Yes, sir. All right. Hampton ball side out, or they're taking it underneath.
Yeah, I think it goes to the side.
Yeah, Kecoughtan's definitely got to come out and apply the pressure.
Wow, I don't know how she got that up there. Both teams with 5 fouls, so nobody's going into the bonus yet. Although here's a 2-shot foul coming with a foul on number 5 for the Crabbers, and that is Ray.
That's her third, if I got it right.
Right, and that puts Badana Dahl at the line, number 2.
Shooting 2.
Shooting 2. That's 3
for Ray.
Ray, yeah.
Kecoughtan needs this. They need this. Crawl back in this game. Let me say, I'll talk about this right now, Bob, with 6 minutes to go. If Hampton gets this win, it's a big win for them. They come in here 1-4 against a 3-2 team that's been playing pretty well.
And there's an opportunity for Hampton to not give any points, but you let the player from the middle of the position walk in and get that ball on a rebound.
That's what they didn't need right there. Pearson.
And Pearson got the loose ball, put it right back up.
And
He's having a stellar game tonight.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Hampton doesn't need to be putting the ball up from 23 feet out. Right now they've got a double-digit lead.
And that's going to put Hampton in the 1-on-1.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Kecoughtan.
Kecoughtan, Hampton's 7th foul.
It was on number 12, I think, so he called that on. If that's so, it may be her
That's
5th
5.
foul.
It is.
Yep.
At 5.
And I hate to see it on of all the stuff going on out here on a dribble. What are they having a conference about?
Well, the foul was not on her.
It was
Foul
on
was on number
4.
4, that's Smith.
Okay, let's cancel that. And let's go up to number 4 and give her her 4th.
Now we got 2 with 4.
Now we got, yep.
Yeah.
Hampton's got 2 with 4 now. With 6 minutes to go. This has been the longest 29 seconds we've had in a long time on that clock, I can tell you that. That's Clifton.
Got the first one. This is a 1-on-1, so it wasn't a shooting foul.
Well, she's been shooting well the whole game. And that's crawled right in there again and got the rebound.
Yep.
Show it, number 30 just stepped in and got the rebound 2 times.
But nobody's blocking out.
Not a soul. And she doesn't need to shoot the ball.
But
She's got a dribble.
You need to get the ball inside.
What's that? From over here, what is that?
You may be called 3 seconds. I don't know what it was called, but it was a turnover in any case. And Alan Jones is saying he just doesn't want this thing to slip away from him, but it could very well slip away.
Yeah, it's an 8-point game. That's a walk. That is a walk.
Well, they called the foul before the walk happens. Back to the line shooting 1-on-1.
And if that's, I'm trying to see.
And that's Kayla
that's
Clifton going in.
And she's out. That's a 5th foul right there on Smith. I'm telling you what, folks, this has been a game to watch in more ways than one. I just can't believe this is the best they got. And I'll say it just like that. These two teams playing hard, fighting hard, Bob. And
I hate to see when officials control the game.
Take over a game.
Actually take over the game. And that's the first one of a 1-on-1.
Yep.
And this is where you got to block out. Hampton, Kecoughtan twice has got the rebound and put it back in.
On missed free throws.
We got timeout. The coach is yelling timeout.
She was trying to get timeout over here too.
So Lady Crabbers taking a short timeout, not an extended one.
Well, that's been the longest minute I can remember in one ball game, from 6:29 to 5:21.
And we've 15 minutes.
We could have had a pizza delivered. Look at that picture on screen. We've missed.
Don't say pizza delivered, because Andy mouth starts watering. Boy, he does like his chicken sandwich with a lot of hot sauce.
Well, this is where Hampton is going to get a gut check. See that? I mean, just a lazy pass. A lazy pass. Call a foul. Oh, this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. But that's the second foul out. She's fouled out now too. I think. Let me make sure. That's her 4th. Okay. This is getting ridiculous, folks.
Bumping going on and nothing called.
are you doing? What are you doing? She didn't know what else to do. Couldn't dribble out of the corner, so she just threw it up. Now you're going to call that after what happened over there.
Yeah, I tell you, every time the ball comes down this end of the court to our left,
A whistle blows.
and
That's fifth on her. Yeah, if this keeps up, that's a good point. We're going to have to suit up some cheerleaders.
in a double bonus.
Yep. Just
They've only called 5 fouls against the homestanding Warriors right now, and 10 against the visiting Crabbers.
He made no call at all.
His whistle only works.
Somebody needs to take. What about I can't
Whoa! Well, she's going to get a 2-shot foul, but she was bumped the whole time she's driving to the basket. I think they whirled those whistles up during halftime.
Well, right now Hampton needs, if Hampton's going to stay in this, they've got to have some of this.
They got to make some free throws.
Yep. Of course, Hampton is one of the better people to have at the line right now. She's 4 or 5 from the line for the game.
Got them both.
Got them both, that's big.
Back to a 9-point lead.
That's a carry.
That's a 2.
That's a foul instead of a jump ball.
You guys going to sit there. You can't stand up, but you can't see.
They call a foul against Hampton when they had the ball, and it's the same official. It's called, I mean, he's called everything for Kecoughtan. I'll say it just like it is. Even when they're under their own basket, they foul.
Faith Butler, number 30, is on the line. Good shot of her from our cameraman, Steve Fryer.
Yeah, we're starting to get the crowd coming here for this boys game, Bob.
Yeah, it's filling up good.
You guys have got to get offensive-minded here. There she was. Good pass down low. On the floor.
Yeah, it was on the floor. Is that the 6th or 7th foul? That's the 7th that puts her on the line with a 1-on-1.
They're not posting who there it is on 22, right? Well, that's only her second. Boy, does that make a difference, huh?
Really? The only one that's in foul trouble right now is Cam Wilson. She's got 4.
Pearson knows these are big. It's back to an 8-point game.
Missed the second.
Well, they've got to stop the ball up top. Is what Hampton needs to do, is to stop the ball up top. That's where they're getting their penetration from. And this girl wants to put it up. She likes to shoot and can shoot.
And not only does she like it, you're absolutely right. She's hit some awesome shots tonight.
Sees the trapper in the corner.
That's on number 25 for the Crabbers. That's Kirsten Perry.
I think that's her first. Of course, the only reason that's so is because she just came in the game.
Well, give her a minute or two. She'll get a couple more.
He waved her in, now telling her she can't.
Well, I don't understand that. Well, as Dominique Burrell is trying to get in.
Well, it's back to a 8-point game, Bob. That's a second. Must have been a 3-point attempt.
No, I think what it was a violation somewhere.
Okay. This is the most confusing officiated game I have seen in a while. Now she moved. Yep.
It is. That was a definite foul on number 5.
Yeah.
You got to set the pick. You can't move in there.
She moved, and that's goodbye for her.
And that's Ray.
Yep.
That's 3 girls that fouled out for the Crabbers.
Yep. That's exactly right. When officials have to keep explaining things to both coaches all game long, somebody has to learn there's a problem. It should be obvious. When you call it, it should be obvious.
It's like they're not sure what situation is, and I don't know. They're not calling this game with any.
Oh, my heavens!
And the call was from the other side of the. There's no way he could see.
Oh, me. Clean on the ball. That was 25. Like I say, she's been in a minute and a half. She's got 2 now.
She's got 2, absolutely. But you know and I know that if you reach and slap at the ball 9 times out of 10, whether you get the ball contact or not, they're going to call it because you're reaching in. It can be a, you got to be prepared to say it's a good play.
There it is. It's closing the gap, Bob. Down to a 6-point game. It's 3 minutes to go.
Well, and they have yet to get the ball here lately inside.
Well, everybody's in front of her.
And I'm number 33 for the Crabbers is in there. Dominic Burrell. She stood right in front of Pearson, who you want to get the ball to, like she didn't know where she was supposed to be.
Right. She had her defender in front of Pearson, and Pearson had her defender behind her. So there's no way the ball could be gotten to her.
And, you know, and Alan Jones is, I'm thinking he's over there saying, wait a minute. Get on the other side of the court, do something.
This game is taking some time, folks. I just want to make sure everybody understands right now that 3, 8, 13, 16, 18, 23 fouls called against Hampton. And 6 players.
Wow.
Yep. In the second half, no sense discussing it. We just can't figure out the rhyme or reason. It depends on which side of the floor. And that's something I've noticed. The officials aren't changing position very much. They're not rotating position very much.
Oh, just a little too hard, but The idea was there. That's who you want to get the ball
to. She's got to pick up. She's walking with her head down now. She's got to get up and get in the game.
Yeah, don't let that. You got to forget that. You got to have short-term memory.
Now, this is where they've been able to penetrate. He's called it every time she's gone down the middle. He has called a foul every time 3 has gone down the middle.
Maybe there's a relation there.
I don't understand it. That's the 3rd one on 25.
She's been in the game about 2 or 3 minutes and has got 3 fouls already.
He has put number 3 on the line every time she started down the middle.
See, it's a 2-shot foul. Can't come in until the 2nd shot, and that's the rule.
Well, she ought to be a good free throw shooter by now. She's had enough in the 4th quarter that she should have it down.
And this could cut it to 4, and it does.
Yep. And look at the hand check on that. And this guy had...
Different official. They just are not smart with getting the ball into the post player.
No.
They're not smart once she's covered. And there you just threw the ball away.
What? Nothing?
And that was not traveling.
Unbelievable. He called the walk against number 3. I thought it was a foul just for looking inside.
Hey, 2-point game.
Yes, sir.
You want to get the ball into Pearson, but you got to make sure she's open.
Yeah, you just can't throw it up there with 3 people covered. I mean, Kecoughtan's got to be fired up. They have got to be fired up.
Timeout by the Crabbers. That's got to be close to their...
Just to make you feel good, Kecoughtan has been to the line 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
In the 4th quarter, they've been to the line 15 times. Hampton's been to the line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 of those on a technical. Yep, that's what you're talking about. They should be running away with this game. They've only hit 6 of those 15.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
you got to take your hand off the Kecoughtan, though. They didn't come. They come out here. They did not quit. They cut it in half. Their lead was cut in half at the end of the third quarter,
yeah.
And now they've got a chance to
take this game.
Well, yeah, they're back in the game. There's only a 2-point lead. Whoa, what a big shot. Infinity Hammond, what a big shot.
She said, I'll show you something.
And this is another young lady that can hit it. She hit at the beginning of the game. She had him at the beginning of the game. Cut it right back.
Who'd he call that on 30, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. Hammond back to the line. That's the second one on, Faith Butler.
That was big. That was the front end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's front end. Because it's 1-1. That's just the 8th foul called against the Crabbers this half.
I ran out of ink on the other side. Well, I'll
Got
tell you
them
what,
both.
she's got a smooth shot, buddy.
Yeah, she does.
11 down in the corner.
Late whistle, but it's gonna give her 3 shots, and it was a foul. But that's not somebody you want to put on the foul line. She is a shooter. And I'm talking about Cam Wilson.
That was 33 Burrell, one of the young players. Just can't make that mistake.
Well,
you can't.
Inexperience.
Yeah.
A lot of inexperience on this Hampton Crabber team. Oh, that ball was halfway in.
My Lord. That was a line drive. Like you say, it was halfway down.
A little spin just spun that thing right out. All right, so she's got 3, so right now she can cut it to 2.
I want you to look at the defenders under the basket for Hampton. They're just trying to see if they even look ready in case this ball is missed.
Not. The one that was sitting right on his basket wasn't even ready.
Had her hands on her hip. Timeout.
Timeout by the Crabbers.
How can he call timeout when Hampton had the ball?
How
can he call timeout when Hampton had the ball?
No, Hampton called timeout. They didn't have any timeouts left. So that means Kecoughtan will go to the line with 2 and the ball.
My.
That was a coach that called a timeout. He's got to know. He's got to have an assistant coach let him know how many timeouts he's got. They usually come over, the officials will come over and say, hey, you have no more timeouts.
It's a 1-point game, and they'll have the ball. See, she's... Now, we could have seen the camera on Pearson right there. She's came down trying to talk to her players to get their head up, get back in this game. It's still a tie ball game. You can't quit now. This is when you got to get together.
Now Kecoughtan is going to call timeout. You got a tie game. You got 1:26 seconds to go. Kecoughtan is in a double bonus. Hampton is in a single bonus. So right now you can't foul if you're Hampton because you give them 2 shots.
Right.
But you got to defend. You got to make them take a shot that's contested, but no contact made.
For Hampton, here's something that, as we go into this situation. 3 of Hampton's starters are on the bench with 5 fouls.
Yeah, and so they're inexperienced anyway. A lot of sophomores and freshmen on this team.
3 of Hampton's starters are on the bench. Let's see if they're going to play for one or.
Hampton's going to kind of play a man-to-man. But they may play for the last shot. I don't know. Maybe just.
Nah, you got to be kidding. Nobody touched anybody. Nobody touched anybody. And he blew a whistle. Nobody touched anybody. They got out of the way. Phantom call, ladies and gentlemen. That's just what it was.
I got 1:11 to go.
It couldn't have been much if she got touched, I'll tell you that. 23. Just hit that one.
Well, she started the game off hitting 3s.
3 threes.
Right there, that's a foul.
Yep. Was it much? I didn't see it.
Yeah, she went across and hit the opposite arm.
This game was decided at the free throw line, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if Hampton can do something with it. Yep.
Infinity Hammond right back down to make the tie the score again with under a minute to go.
What? What? You believe that? You believe that? Oh, my Lord. Oh, my. Oh,
What
my.
a great block.
We have, ladies and gentlemen, we got an official here that does not not know the game. That's all I can say. Oh, my Lord. I hear you. I hear you. Going to be one at the free throw line, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's who you wanted.
So
Either her or
23.
Cam Wilson at the foul line. That's Clifton. What a nice block. All ball.
Oh. Well, he's going to put it on the line.
But it's a 1-and-1.
Yeah.
So you got to make the first one. 49 seconds to go. This is going right down to the wire. And this is kind of, fans are loving it.
Yeah, all the fans are getting into it. I love it. I like.
Oh,
Short.
no. Oh, look what I found. That ball bounced right to. And she threw it and said, oh, my gosh, I got to shoot it. Tied the score. Wow.
Now he called a foul, and that was a walk. That was a walk. All right. 25 again for Hampton. That is, I got to count the fouls we've had. That's 25. She's had 4 fouls in this quarter. 25 is.
And I tell you, the people that are on the foul line, Cam Wilson, number 11, and Kayla Clifton. Well, I tell you that Hammond is something else. And Hampton has got the lead with 14 seconds to go.
What has been called?
I don't know.
What has been called? I don't understand. There is that. Now that just gave Kecoughtan a chance to set up.
Well, not only that, the clock was running. Now they stopped the clock.
Down, please, sit down. He called a jump ball.
1 second to go.
Please sit down.
Well, and it's Kecoughtan ball, so that means they got to get in and shoot right away.
This is a heck of a game, folks. I hope I never see this again. That's all I can tell you.
Well, I tell you, it's been interesting. You know, both these teams have gone through some adversity. Kecoughtan in the first half, and Hampton has had some adversity in the second half.
The adversity, though, was different kind, Bob. You're trying to be nice here, and I understand.
I know.
But the adversity is of a different kind. Let's be honest about it.
Well, they get the ball out of bounds at half court. So you need to have.
He's got him under the basket, Bob.
How could it be under the basket?
That's where he's got him, under the basket. See where the ball is.
Okay. Is Kecoughtan going to go for the three-pointer?
No, they're just going to try to lob it over top. Pearson should be inside to stop the shot. You watch this switch inside. What happened? What happened? What happened?
No time on the clock. Well,
he's called a foul with 1 second on an inbound play. On a bounce pass, he's called a foul. So there's no time. Kecoughtan gets to go and shoot 2.
And that's going to put number 3 for Kecoughtan on the line, and that's Ellis. Now, she miss one or make one. She could make them both. The game's over.
I'm telling you what, this has got to be one of the, I'll say it, one of the less than official games I've ever seen. It comes down to this. It's either we go to an overtime, which Hampton will have to go out and recruit. But boy, is this pressure, I'm telling you.
It is. Well, I tell you, Hampton dodged the bullet tonight.
Well, they dodged the machine gun, Bob. They didn't dodge just a bullet. They dodged the machine gun.
Well, the final score is 68 to 67 in favor of the Hampton Crabbers. I want to thank you for tuning in to tonight. I want to thank our crew's done a great job.
We still got to pick players of the game.
And a player of the game, and I'm going to go with Hammond for the Crabbers. I just liked her completely.
Yeah, I think you're right there, and we can go with either.
And I'd go with Cam Wilson. What do you think on for the Kecoughtan? She had a great second half.
Oh, absolutely, and so did Clifton have a great second half. But I go either way. I think we can go with, if you like Wilson, we'll go with Wilson.
There you
player
go.
of the game.
Yeah, we got him.
And we're going with
Hammond.
With Hammond.
I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. I want to thank our crew, and I want to thank Brent Musgrove. I'm Bob Hint. Good night, everybody.